Hey, what's up? It's your boys. I'm Joaquin.
And I'm Jeric.
And this is The World Unboxed.
For today's video, we're going to be talking about the very in-demand PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's not like we're huge fans or anything. Like, as you can tell,
We're not, I don't have anything tattooed on my skin.
we're just filthy casuals, is all.
Yeah.
It's not like we waited an agonizing 2 months for this.
No, we didn't.
Yeah. Jeric, the lucky bastard, got his hands on the PlayStation 5. So we're just gonna show you a quick unboxing that he did. And I'm sure you did it properly, right? You're not gonna screw with that or screw that up just for views or anything. I mean,
No,
who would do that?
It's not my thing. This was treated with utmost love and respect.
As it deserves. Let's go.
Ooh. Look at that big boy. So this is the box. Let's unbox this. So it opens up like that. First thing you do, fold this down, flip it up. There's instructions over there. There we go. First thing you see is this box. So I opened it by accident. There. So inside, you get the paperwork. Alright, cool. Power supply cable. Inside here. So you get the stand. You can use for either vertical or horizontal, whichever way you like. HDMI 2.1. Here, of course, the very special DualSense controller. Man, this feels sweet. There is another cable, and this is the USB-A to USB-C. Now let's go for the goods. Ooh. Man, this is huge. 2 covers. Put this there first. Get the main baby. So let's do this safely. This is the PS5 disc version. It comes with these. So this is the PS5, the DualSense, the power supply cable, the USB-A to USB-C cable to charge this up, the HDMI cable, and the stand. This is it. This is the PS5. So that was it.
Price-wise, 27,990 Philippine pesos or 499 US dollars. There's a lot of hype around this. What we want to start with is just unwrapping that for a second. Why is there so much hype around this?
Most hype for any PlayStation so far.
Yeah.
It's been crazy. I think it's the most hyped console ever.
Yeah, you never get that kind of experience where pre-orders only last 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Bots get them all up. And, I've eaten more Whopper Juniors than I'm happy to admit just to get my hands on one of these.
To get these.
Yeah, so
for a chance.
It's been crazy. So the question is it all hype? Is it worth it? So there are a couple of things that we believe are the reasons for why there's so much hype around this thing. And that's what we're gonna go through.
In fact, at least a personal opinion of mine, one major reason why this thing was crazily successful is because of this little guy over here. This is just the epitome of next gen. The DualSense controller is out of this world. The PS4 controller, the DualShock 4 to now the DualSense, just overwhelming. It's something you need to experience for yourself when you get to try it. But the amount of tech in this thing is just crazy. Like with the adaptive triggers, meaning the L2 and R2 have like certain pressures depending on what you're doing in the game.
It would adapt, it would adjust to whatever you're doing. It can get really hard, really tight, and it could have no resistance at all. So, and that immerses you way further into the game.
Haptic feedback, you know, like when you're playing a game that has rain, you can feel each drop.
I would describe it as magic. You can feel rain through the controller. You can feel sand. You can feel ice. You can feel anything. You can feel little things shaking around in the controller. So it's like miles beyond what was the rumble previously, the standard vibration.
I'm getting goosebumps just like, look at my arm.
Yeah.
Look at my arm, man.
Yeah.
I'm just getting
crazy. The possibility.
It's insane how they make you feel things on your palms where you would naturally feel them on your feet. Like walking through sand, walking over glass, walking over metal. You can feel it on your palms. It'll make you just...
magic, I tell you. Magic.
I can't wait for each and every one of you to try it.
Next up, graphics. Now, at first glance, it's not a huge difference from what you would have gotten from the PS4, but there are some elements there, some key elements which change the game a little bit further too. So, firstly, you have ray tracing. So it's this new technology where how light is portrayed, how light is computed within the game is way more accurate. So that takes a lot more processing power, and this little bad boy does that.
Yeah, meaning ray tracing, meaning, just to put it simply, shadows in the game, reflections.
It makes it way closer to reality.
Yeah.
And more immersion again. And I say immersion a lot. That's what you want in a game. You want, you know, to go into another world, and that helps a lot. The other thing, and I think a lot of us are particular about this too, is 60 FPS.
Frame rate.
Yeah, so this one can go up to 120, but you know, the jump from the usual 30 to 60 FPS alone, that makes all the movements a lot smoother. It just, you won't know what you're missing till you've seen it. And then 30 FPS is gonna start looking a bit choppy sometimes. But 60 FPS, again, the fluidity of the movement and everything, so it's something that you never knew you were missing. So the other thing is Tempest 3D audio tech. They're pushing the boundaries on graphics, but also part of taking you into that world is audio. So we don't have it yet, but there is this headset, and I guess it's about $100, 5,000 pesos or something. And what you get is that full 3D source for the audio in-game. It's not all titles that support it, but most first-party games have it, and hopefully more third-party games will adapt it as well in the future. But yeah, an easy, accessible way to have 3D audio in your gaming experience. I guess the last main reason for the hype around this is the exclusive games. Crazy list. And Sony's always been so good at that. But in terms of launch titles for a console, I think this would be the best. So of course, it has Astro's Playroom pre-installed.
Yeah, pre-installed. If you grew up with PlayStation, you're a PlayStation guy. It's fantastic. It's a trip down memory lane.
Yeah. Watch out for our full review on that one.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But particularly, the launch title being Spider-Man Remastered / Spider-Man Miles Morales, that was amazing. Like, one of the best games I've ever played was Spider-Man, but to release it like this on the PlayStation, just insane. It's just so good. And I think that is a huge part of the hype around the PS5. We can talk about the other features as well, because there's a lot more to this. I believe this is the first PlayStation that is 99%, there are some titles that are not supported, but it's 99% backwards compatible with PS4 games. You can play all your pending games on this. You don't have to build your library from scratch. You can carry over everything. Digital, physical games.
All those backlog games, you can easily play here. So that's a pretty cool touch.
Yeah, really nice touch, and made it very easy to make that decision that yes, I'm going next gen and I'm bringing my games with me. As opposed to the previous PlayStation, it doesn't have a standard internal hard disk. So it comes with an SSD, which is, I think, solid state drive.
Solid state drive.
So no more spinning disk inside. So what that means is the information that goes around in this machine moves a lot quicker. So bottom line, bye-bye slow loading screen.
If you're into loading screens, you shouldn't get this thing.
Yeah, it's almost funny because sometimes some games do their loading screens really well.
Yeah,
like you ride on a subway, you go through a long tunnel, or sometimes it's a standard loading screen, but they show you tutorials, they show you tips in between.
Tips.
This is just down to seconds, so you got that's gone.
In fact, like based on my experience so far, like a 5-second loading screen, that's pretty long.
You're spoiling us, PlayStation. Where are we gonna learn patience now? I guess the last thing is that we haven't experienced it yet. Maybe sometime in the future, hopefully, but PSVR compatible with the PS4, and of course with this too. I don't know if they're releasing a new kind of VR anytime soon, but this one apparently works quite well with PSVR. That's something that I would like to experience in the future. Okay, so tell us about your experience, Jeric.
First of all, I'm sure you've heard, this has an amazing boot up screen. It's just pretty, like a pretty boot up screen. In fact, you kind of wished it was a bit longer because, you know, you don't get a PS5 every day. You don't get a new PlayStation every day. And then when you get to the menu for the first time, that's when it's like, this screen I don't mind looking at for a while. And then after that, it's all you think. Customize your settings however you want it. So about the I/O, if you guys are curious, let me just flip this around. You get two USB 3s, you get an Ethernet port, an HDMI, and a power supply.
Can I just say, this thing is built with so much love. Against the light here, I can see on the internal side of this matte white panel, you can see all those little very small triangles, circles, X's, and squares. And it's the same thing in the back of the controller. Every classic detail.
Classic PlayStation icons.
My God.
I mean, just the attention to detail. The devil's in the details. Looking at this, the backside, you get the PlayStation icons over there. The customizable plates in the future. That pretty cool cutout of the PlayStation logo. This goes for all the PlayStation 5 accessories too. So that's basically my experience with the PS5, and it's been fun. I can't wait to use it every day.
If only.
If only.
That wraps up everything. So we do want to hear, you know, what do you guys think? Do you believe in the hype? Do you agree with what we've been saying, or do you think, you know, the hype's just too much, it's not for you? We want to hear about that. So just share your experience below.
So that's been it for this video. This is the PS5, and I'm Jeric.
And I'm Joaquin.
And this has been the World Unboxed. If you haven't yet, please click the subscribe button right here for more PS5 related content.
There'll be a lot more, baby. And watch right here for our last video on the Mini Mac, or as some people would call it, the Mac Mini with the M1 chip.
As people would call it, the Mac Mini. Check it out. See you guys in the next video.